Hey, I'm Felix from AutoQuote3D, and I wanted to take you through a couple more things that you can do on the back end in order to fine tune how the 3D printing service that you run works and how the auto quoting works. All right, so we're gonna go over two things. One is the urgency options and the bulk discounts. So let's jump into the configuration page and then click on urgency. So I'm trying to mimic how it is gonna look like for you. So I have no options here yet. We're gonna click on add urgency, and there's a few things here. The name and the description shows up to the customer, and obviously the amount. So all of these things are facing the customer, so make sure that it's something that is appropriate. So I like to actually include a $0 urgency charge, just so the customer understands how this works and they can actually click and select it. So standard is what I would call it, and then I'll say that 1 to 5 business days. That means that the print goes on the printers in 1 to 5 business days. So the customer can kind of expect and adjust their expectations to that. And I'm just going to put in $0. Right, that's going to be kind of our base case here. Now, there is the option to add a surcharge. This is kind of the default way that people think about this. So we can say, rush, and then, goes on the printer in 0 to 1 business days. And then maybe that's a percentage, and you'll do 1.4 in this case, or 1.5, whatever it is. Basically, anything over 1 will be the percentage that we use. So in this case, 1.4 means 40% surcharge. So if print is $100, you're going to charge an extra 40%, so 140 in total. And all of these line items show up to the customer. Now, another way to use this, and it's something that I didn't actually test or know that existed until another customer showed me this, is that you can actually provide discounts for people that don't really care when their parts are printed. So discovered that by accident. It kind of worked the way I coded it, which is great. The customer basically went on here and then typed in no rush and typed in something like 3 to 12 business days, right? And you can name this however you want. And what they did is they went on here and just typed in 0.5, right? Essentially giving the customer a 50% discount. So again, if the order is $100 and they select no rush, they'll get a 50% discount, so $50. And this actually helped that specific business to drive a little bit more balance into their business, because some people don't actually care when they get their parts, or maybe they're not as sensitive, within the month is fine. And they want to save a little bit of money, which is great. So that's it. That's as much as you have to do. You can add more, you can add less, you can add none. It's up to you. So let's jump into bulk discounts. So I already have one set up, so I'm just going to go ahead and delete it. And my options stay, but you should see something like this, right? And you can start adding values here. And the way we set it up after some feedback from customers is that instead of bulk discounts applying to all of the technologies all at once, you will have different settings for each one of them, which totally makes sense once somebody said that to me, but that's not how it was set up in the beginning. But that's fine. So let's kind of talk. I'm going to put in some numbers so that we can you don't have to listen to me talk and type at the same time. So there are two options here, and basically you have on the left side, you have the quantity, so the amount of parts specifically for FDM that you need to reach in order to get a discount. So the way that I have it set up here is that anything under 100 parts will get no bulk discount applied to it. Anything over 100 and then under 200, so 100 to 199, will get a 5% discount. And then anything from 200 to 399 will get a 15% discount. Anything from 400 to 799 will get a 25% discount. And then anything over 800 parts will get a 50% discount. And all you have to do is click on Save Changes, and you would know that everything is updated because you see this green dot. That means that you've set a bulk discount configuration for the material. You can do the same with your SLA, SLS, MJF, but let's just keep it FDM. And I wanted to show you what that looks like to the customer-facing widget. When they hover over the quantity, they'll see those options that you've selected. So we have 105, they'll see those things, and then they can make a decision and say, okay, I do want 800 of these parts. So notice how you have $53 here, and if I set it to 800, right, it's $10,000. However, if we go to the review page, and you can actually see the urgency options show up here, when you actually go to the review page, you have the unit price as $13, right? And as they reduce this, right, so we had like 400 to 799. Now the unit price has increased and the price has increased. So they actually, the way I have it set up, it actually is obviously more beneficial to get 800 parts in this case. So yeah, that gets them basically incentivized to get more things printed. And that's it for today's video. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments. Feel free to email me. My email is felix@AutoQuote3D.com. Make sure to subscribe, like, comment, whatever it is you want to do. And then, yeah, until next time, my name is Felix, and this was AutoQuote3D. Take care.